They say when a man falls, it's the end, but not for him, not for Luffy. When he drops to his knees, it's not surrender, it's pressure building. It's chaos waiting to explode. He's not breaking, he's evolving. Every bruise on his skin, every scar he carries, those aren't wounds. They are symbols of transformation. Proof that pain didn't consume him, it fueled him. The world calls him reckless. They say he's too emotional, too wild. But that's what they fear, raw willpower. A soul untamed by logic, driven by instinct, fueled by something darker than ambition, belief. When others beg for mercy, Luffy stands. Not because he's unafraid, but because he's already danced with fear and chose to laugh in its face. You think falling means defeat? Luffy's been crushed by mountains, held underwater, bloodied, broken, but he always gets back up. Why? Because the fall is never the end. It's the start of the rise. You don't ascend by staying clean. You don't reach greatness without crawling through the dirt. You bleed. You suffer. You get mocked, betrayed, abandoned, and still, you rise. Luffy didn't chase the throne to be a king. He chased it to be free. And freedom, it has a cost. You want the sky? Then prepare to break your bones trying to fly. He's been outnumbered, outgunned, overpowered, but never outwilled. He doesn't need the odds. He doesn't need mercy. He needs only one thing, a reason. And Luffy's reason is louder than pain, louder than death. He carries dreams on his back, not just his own, but those who couldn't make it. Ace fell, Sabo vanished, the world burned. But Luffy carried their flames in his chest, burned silently, raged quietly, until the moment came to ignite. So when you see him fall, don't pity him, don't doubt him, because he's not collapsing. He's gathering power. He's not falling. He's ascending, like the tide before the tsunami, like silence before the roar. He is the storm pretending to be a whisper, the king in the making, disguised as a fool. This world tried to break him, and all it did was forge a legend. So the next time you fall, don't see it as failure. See it as your rise, because pain is a ladder, struggle is the fire, and you're not falling, you're ascending. He never asked for sympathy, never waited for the perfect moment. Luffy made the moment perfect, with grit, with rage, with heart. He wasn't born a hero. He wasn't handed power. He had to earn every inch of his path, through storms, through loss, through unbearable silence. People feared him not because of what he was, but because of what he could become. A man unchained, uncrowned, unbeaten. And still, he smiles. Not because life has been kind to him, but because he learned how to keep laughing in hell. What makes Luffy terrifying isn't just strength, it's conviction. The kind of conviction that doesn't shatter under pressure, it sharpens. When the world said stop, Luffy said move. When they warned him, you'll die chasing this dream, he answered, then so be it. Because some dreams are worth the blood, some promises are heavier than fear, and Luffy carries a promise to never kneel, to never give up, to become the Pirate King, not for power, but for freedom. That's the truth they don't want you to see, that the climb isn't always pretty, that ascension doesn't always look glorious. Sometimes it looks like a man crawling with cracked bones and a burning heart. Sometimes it looks like defeat until the moment it doesn't. That's Luffy, a man who turned every fall into a step, every scar into fuel, every goodbye into a reason to rise higher. Because the higher you climb, the more the world tries to pull you down. But Luffy, he was never meant to stay grounded. He's not falling, he's ascending. So when they look at him, bruised, bloodied, broken. They whisper, "He's done. He's lost. He's falling." But they're wrong. They don't see what's rising inside him. They don't hear the silent roar of a man who refuses to die quietly. Because Luffy isn't built to surrender. He was born to defy gravity, to tear the heavens apart just to keep a promise he made with a smile. He doesn't rise because he's chosen. He rises because he chooses to, every damn time. And in a world that tried to crush his spirit, he became the storm. So let them doubt, let them point, let them say he's not enough. Because every time he hits the ground, he's not falling, he's ascending. And when he stands at the top, when the world finally sees what he's become, they'll realize too late. They were never watching a boy fall. They were witnessing the rise of a king.